Hello everyone, this is the Ambassador back again, and the subject is, this is what is happening in Venezuela, and my interview with a Venezuelan person. It is quite evident, that Venezuela has a humanitarian emergency for quite some time now. The people of this country has had enough of being not able to survive and surviving on very little food and all the rest. They have been oppressed for many years, and the uprising is come because they can no longer tolerate the food medical decline when they only had very little to start with. My interview with a person from Venezuela gave me some details of the fact that they could never get any meat to eat, and that they couldn't even get a chicken. This situation has been brewing for many years, and the protests are the outcome. At this time, they are wanting the President Nicholas to step down, mainly for obvious reasons. Their country is in shambles right now. The power struggle is continuing, and the people are relentless in their fight for the sake of humanity. They feel that Nicolas Maduro had this past election has actually been stolen. They dispute his presidency at this time, and the American government is in agreement with this president that he must step down. And as well as the new interim president, the people voted in just 2 weeks ago. So the struggle continues. Juan Guaido has the U.S., Canada, and other countries backing him. Some have Russia still backs Maduro. This country is not safe to venture into, and the U.S. has asked that the American citizens do not go to this country for any reason. Many are leaving the country to go elsewhere because of the food shortage and the terrible violence that has erupted. No one knows at this point if the military will back Maduro or the newly elected interim president, Juan Guaido. Most believe that Maduro's newly elected states was a sham, and that the election was steered towards Maduro, and that it is an illegitimate election. The U.S. President Donald Trump now recognizes Guaido as the new leader. Because of this, Maduro is breaking ties with the U.S. The Colombian country has allowed Venezuelans to migrate to their country. Although Colombia has its own problems, such as drug lords, which has turned into a very large problem there in Colombia. One other problem is that the hippopotamus that have also migrated to Colombia and are standing around Colombia's rivers. Will this place called Venezuela ever get back in the game of life and decent humanitarian status is far down the road? At one time, Venezuela was one of the wealthiest countries in Latin America and an OPEC member. At that time, Venezuela did not receive any type of foreign assistance. So how does a country of wealth go down to the present state? It is a question to be reconciled with. The U.S. gave in 2018 $2.5 million in aid for Venezuela who wanted to flee to Colombia, which consisted of food and medical aid. Since the year of 2017, more than 2.6 million Venezuelans have left the country, for there was no basic necessities such as food and shelter, and there was no longer available any other necessities. So the U.S. again pledged money in the amount of $48 million for the urgent crisis there. Other basic goods like medicine, food, toilet paper, flour, or medicine have been extremely hard to come by. Hopefully, this will get it together, that they will get their country back to where it was for those who remain in protest of their dire situation. There is more news coming on all situations. So thank you all. This is the Ambassador. Please subscribe.